wires this camera cut. The reason I cut these wires is because the lights are timed at 3 seconds just to trick people into getting into tickets. The county doesn't care how many people get into accidents involving death as long as they get their trickery money.
So you cut these wires?
Yes, I did, in order to save lives. Furthermore, none of the traffic signals or cameras are signed off on by a licensed engineer. Apparently, they can't find a licensed engineer willing to put his signature on any of this because they're afraid of the liability. So that means that every single intersection in the county has no responsible charge for any misconduct or engineering malpractice. This is what's going on in our county. Every single traffic light intersection with a camera is an illegal operation with no signatures of licensed engineers.
I just want to get a shot of what you say you did here. So those wires are what? They control the camera?
Well, they did.
How do you know?
Because when we cut them, the camera wasn't taking pictures anymore and flashing and flashing and flashing like they usually do, regardless if there's an infraction.
And now they're not, the cameras are disabled?
Yes.
You realize what you're doing is a crime, Stephen?
They call it a crime, I call it saving lives.
Why are you doing this?
I'm just trying to save some lives. It all started when my priest told me that he was being tricked into tickets and that he hadn't broken any laws. And then I started analyzing the cameras and the lights and seeing that they were all based upon trickery and short and yellow lights. And every time I found a really short yellow light, I always found a shrine with flowers on the side of the road. And it just kept motivating me to find more corruption and manipulation associated with this program. And it never ends. You just keep finding more and more associated with it.
Why not work within the system? I mean, if you don't like the law, you change it rather than destroy property, which, you know, as you admit, is a crime.
Well, because the system's broken. There's too much corruption, too many contributions, and the system doesn't work. This is the system that works.
So you think by doing this, you'll accomplish what?
The only time I'm going to have a fair say is in front of a jury of my peers. That's why I'm going.
You also say that you wanted to bring to light the fact that the intersections are not properly certified?
Right. There's no engineer signatures certifying that these cameras are allowed to be operational. It's New York State law that an engineer has to sign off on all the intersections before the cameras are allowed to be operational, and that has not been done. We found that out through Supreme Court order.
And also you're criticizing some kind of equation used to time the 3-second yellow light?
Yes, the equation is a high school level equation which makes it professional misconduct and gross engineering malpractice. The manipulation of that equation to make money.
But once again, getting back to the criminal nature of this, I mean, in a way, it's putting it perhaps back on the taxpayers that you're trying to help, because now maybe they'll get stuck with the bill for this destruction. Are you concerned about that?
Well, we'll see the public's take on that later on today, I'm sure.
And why go public? If you're going to do this, why now admit it?
I never hid from my actions. I believe in what I'm doing, and I'm only trying to save lives.
So your purpose in all of this, once again?
Just to save lives.
But you're making a statement. You're making a very bold statement to go this far.
Yes. Basically, we're not going to put up with short yellow light trickery for revenue. Too many people have already gotten killed, and we're not going to have it anymore.
Is this only about the yellow lights, or is it about the red light cameras in general?
Well, the red light cameras, they were basically imposed on us with the facade that they were about safety, when they were never about safety. They were only about revenue. And we know that that's the case because all the lights were shortened. The residents noticed it. I noticed it. Everyone noticed it. And it wasn't really, nobody really wanted to talk about it until I made that video last summer. And now after I made the video, we have evidence that there's more misconduct. And that's why I was willing to do it.